right, Jets fans, let's talk about it. The season is coming up, and optimistically, obviously, I want the team to do well. I want to see a nice playoff run, or at least get close to that. Realistically, though, I just don't see it happening, right? I think we still haven't got a long-term solution at the quarterback position. Now, can Justin Fields prove me wrong? Absolutely. Absolutely. I want him to prove me wrong, actually. I think he's super talented. And he hasn't had really good opportunity to put it together. So this is his shot. This year, to me, is his shot to really put it together and figure it out. Now, the good news for him is I feel like he doesn't have to do much. This team that we have right now, to me, reminds me a lot of the last time we made the AFC Championship. I think our defense is going to be the star of the show, especially with Aaron Glenn's coaching. We obviously know he's more of a defensive-minded coach, but even if he brings in the stuff that he learned in Detroit for the offense, that can work for us. But back to the original point, this team definitely reminds me of those teams that were led by Mark Sanchez. I think offensively, outside of maybe the offensive line, slightly better. Might be slightly better. Now, defensively, listen, I don't think our defense is as good as those defenses were. But like I said, very similar. We have a good cornerback, easily one of the best in the league. I know a lot of people came off of the Sauce bandwagon, off of what they consider a down year, but she was still in the top 5 in majority of categories as a cornerback. So I don't see how that's a bad year or how he's necessarily fully declining, as some people are saying. But when I say this team reminds me of that, I think it's because we don't need the best quarterback play to make some noise, right? Now, I don't think we're going to get a lot of wins, but I do think we're going to be a tougher team to beat. I think we're going to be one of those annoying teams, where most teams, they see the Jets on the schedule, they're like, oh, nice, easy W. I don't think it's going to be that way this year. I think even though we will lose a lot of games, I think we'll be that team that is always right there, close to winning. We did it a lot last year as well, and we just couldn't finish. So I think it's going to be very similar to what last year was, where we're always one score away from either tying or winning the game, and we just can't finish, unfortunately. With that being said, offensively, if we bring the Detroit Lions style to us, I think Jared Goff is a much better passing quarterback than Fields, but Fields has that other side where he's mobile. He can run the balls too, I think he's very inconsistent with his throws, but that's okay. That can happen as long as Fields protects the ball and doesn't turn the ball over. And that's with both fumbles and interceptions. We could be all right. We could be all right. But the offense is going to have to rely heavily on the run game. And because our offensive line is more beefed up this season, we weren't terrible last year, but our tackle situation has gotten much better with Fashanu and with Membu. I think those are going to be the difference makers. The rest of our line is pretty solid. And if they can do their jobs and block for the run game, it opens up our offense a lot more and makes Justin Fields' job a lot more easier. Very similar to how Mark Sanchez had an easier job because we had a solid run game when he was running the offense. He didn't have to do too much. He had to do enough. That's all we need from Justin Fields, really. We need Justin Fields to do enough. We don't need him to go above and beyond. Do enough. I think Breece Hall, knowing that this is the deciding year on whether we sign him or we let him go, right? Because behind him, we have the young monster, one of the youngest players in the league, Braylon Allen. That kid's a freaking tank, bro. He's a tank. He's an absolute tank. And he runs with such power that he can take a lot of reps, right? But I think if they utilize both of them the way Detroit utilizes both their running backs, where Breece could be more the elusive guy, the screen pass, the short, first down back kind of guy, because he opens up different aspects. And then Braylon could be the power guy, the short yardage guy, the goal line guy to help us out, get some scores. But then we also have the other young back right behind Braylon. We got Isaiah Davis, the third string running back, who to me is not that bad. He showed some signs of life last season and in the preseason. And this is why this year is crucial for Breece, because if Breece doesn't necessarily pan out, the Jets can easily just let him walk away. And they still got these two young backs on rookie contracts, which will save them money and still have the talent there on top of that. I think our weakest point on our offense is actually any wide receiver after Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson is phenomenal. Superstar to me. But after him, it's what are we doing? What are we doing? Lazard is still here, unfortunately for us. I can't stand Lazard because Lazard makes no sense. He's the receiver that makes the toughest catches for some reason, but the easiest catches, he'll drop them. It doesn't make any sense. He's too inconsistent for my liking. A lot of people like the Smith rookie. I think we got to let him develop though. Maybe put a couple packages in for like, because he's super fast for deep passes, because Justin Fields is a great deep pass thrower. Very accurate on the deep ball. It makes sense. And then here's to hoping that Rucker works out at the tight end position. I think that's one of the positions that we were severely missing. I don't remember us having a good tight end since freaking Dustin Keller, bro. But like I said, I think our defense is very strong. We may have downgraded a little bit at the cornerback position, but I think our D-line, with Will McDonald having the year he had last year, if he continues in that trajectory, fantastic. I don't even have to say anything about the Williams brothers. I think they're phenomenal. We actually got a third Williams brother. Michael Carter is easily one of the best nickel backs in the league. Don't care what nobody says. Obviously, Sauce Gardner, one of the best cornerbacks in the league. Safety is probably our weakest position on the defense. But with the coaching, I do feel like our defense will be much better. And we obviously got Jermaine Johnson back on the defensive line. So now we got two people on the edge that can really cook. Actually, we got more than that. I feel like we got so many people on our defensive line that can bring a lot of pressure, which actually helps the rest of our defense. So hopefully we can scheme up some things to help our team out, make us better. I still can't believe we brought Nick Folk back, the GOAT, one of the greatest kickers in Jets history. He's been gone for so long, and he's back now. So if he still kicks the same way, that's all we listen. Consistent kicking is all we need. So like I said, realistically on paper, we do have a very young and talented team. It's just coaching is very key in any sport. Obviously, I think we've seen signs Aaron Glenn being a coach that we can trust, holding players accountable in the preseason, every press conference, before and after games, during the week. He talks a good game. I just want to see it translate to the season and see how well he does as a first-time coach. I think he's the first coach to me in a while that has passion for the Jets. Since, like I said, since Rex Ryan, I feel like none of these coaches have really cared about the Jets. They were just here for, I like Saleh, and I still think we shouldn't have released him in the middle of the season. We all know what happened afterwards. Horrendous. But it just wasn't working out, right? It wasn't working out. I think after the first year, it kind of all went downhill for him. But because of Glenn's history with the Jets as a former Jets player, I think he has a genuine desire to turn the franchise around, similar to how Detroit's franchise pretty much turned it around fully. But that also means it may take time, right? I don't think it's going to be a full-blown turnaround off rip. And luckily, we signed two of our young studs to major contracts, so we got them for another 6 years in Sauce and Garrett Wilson, So with that being said, we're going to give our predictions. We're going to give our predictions for the season, okay? Because obviously, like I said, I want us to win. Every fan wants their team to win, but we're being realistic here. Now, against the Pittsburgh Steelers first week, I honestly don't know. I want the revenge game against Rodgers because of the way he's been talking about the team after, we let him go. But the Steelers are really well coached. And I honestly don't think we win. I don't. I think it'll be a close game, but I honestly think we lose. I want to win. Please win for my mental health. Second game against the Bills. I do think we win this game. For some reason, we always split with the Bills. And when they play us at MetLife, I feel like Josh Allen just has all the issues at MetLife. I have no idea why. I don't even want to understand. I just know Josh Allen struggles against the Jets at MetLife Stadium. So I think that'll be it's not going to be a blowout or anything. It's going to be a close game. I think we actually win that. So we start off the season 1-1. Then we go to Florida. We go on a Florida trip, back-to-back. Tampa Bay, I think we lose. Miami, I also think we lose, especially if they're healthy. I think we lose that. Now, we got Dallas coming to us. I actually think we win that game. I think that's a dub on week 5. And we start the season 2-3. Then we go over to Broncos. Now, we usually play the Broncos well, but the Broncos made the playoffs last year, for one. And I think they are way more confident, and they might be a better team than they were last year. And because we're on the road, I do think, unfortunately, we lose this game as well. Yeah, this is the Europe game. because I just saw the time. It's 9:30 a.m. Golly. So I still think we lose though, right? Because technically it's a home game for us, but it's not really a home game. Just crazy. But I think we lose that game. Another home game we have against the Panthers. I also think we lose that game. Actually, no, I do think the Carolina Panthers could win that division. It'll be between them and the Bucks. To me, I think between Carolina Panthers and Bucks, I think the Panthers have a breakout season. I'm not gonna lie, I really do. I think they're a sleeper pick for the NFC. With Bryce bringing it together the way he did, another short king at quarterback. Then we play at the Bengals. Even though the Bengals defense is horrendous, I just don't see us beating them. I'll be honest with you. I don't see us beating them. Not while they're at home. So that's another loss. So going into the bye, we only got 2 wins to me. Going into the bye, we only got 2 wins. Then we play at the Patriots after the bye. I think that's a loss as well. I think the Patriots are, unfortunately, I can't stand them, but I think the Patriots are, especially at home with Rabel, as we know, he is a decent coach already. We've seen his resume, so it's not like us where we have a rookie coach or rookie head coach, and I mean, like I said, we'll see. I do think we split with the Patriots though. We faced them again, I think week 17, but Week 11, I think we lose on the road. Then we got Baltimore Ravens on the road. Come on, stop it. I'd be surprised if this game is even close. Falcons, I think we could win at home. So that'll be our 3rd win. Miami, I think we beat them while we're at home as well. I think we go on a little streak here at the end of the season. I think this is where we heat up and end the season on a positive note. I think we win every game moving forward, except for the last one. We win all the way to week 17. I think we beat the Falcons. We beat the Dolphins. I think we beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. We beat the Saints, and then we beat the Patriots at home. And then we faced the Bills week 18, right? But they're at home, and I think they beat us. And I think they beat us bad, too, in that last game. Only way I could see us winning that game is if the Bills already secured the number 1 spot or the number 2 spot, whatever they're going to be, because we know they're making the playoffs most likely, unless Josh Allen gets injured and they're cooked. But God forbid that happens. I like Josh Allen. That's the only way I can see us winning this game. But if they're fighting for their playoff spot position or whatever, and they have their starters in, I think we're cooked. So realistically, I see us getting around 6 to maybe 7 wins. The ceiling being 9, right? There's only 2 games, I think, with the Broncos and the Steelers that we can pull off the win, outside of the ones that I already just said. That's the only 2 toss-ups to me. So realistically, 6 to 7 wins. If we exceed our expectations or exceed what I'm thinking we're going to do, I'm going with 9 wins at most. Which I still don't think would get us a playoff spot anyways, unless everybody crumbles. But I think at worst, we're getting like 4 wins. Our ceiling is 9. Our worst is 4. Realistically 6 to 7 wins. And that's just the truth for me. That's how I see it. I can't wait to see Aaron Glenn's first season as head coach. I'm excited because it looks like the players are excited to work for him. The atmosphere feels a little bit different going into this season. There's less headlines about us, thank the Lord. Aren't we all glad the Aaron Rodgers experiment is over and we don't have to deal with the circus? Even though I like Aaron Rodgers, but it was too much, right? New York is already very heavily watched regardless of if we're good or not. So to have him there and bring the extra attention and the extra expectations, it just didn't help. It didn't help, especially because he didn't execute when it counted. All those games that we lost by 1 score, majority of that was on him. Now, obviously, our field goal kicker was missing some stuff. Hey, that's one thing. But you're the guy. You were supposed to lead us to victory in all those situations. Some of those games shouldn't have been as close as they were, right? But that's all right. It's a new season, fresh start. So if you're also a Jets fan and looking forward to this season, let me know down in the comments below what you think. What are your expectations for our team? What's our ceiling? What's our realistic win total? And what's our demise? How bad do you think we can be? In the comments below. I'll be coming with some more videos, maybe some highlights, watching some film. So make sure to follow or hit that subscribe button on the YouTube side. And I'll see you next time. You know the vibes, baby.